Hey guys, welcome back to Kendi Beauty and welcome back to Vlogmas. Believe it or not, you wouldn't be able to tell because I still haven't gotten my decorations up. They are coming, don't you worry. And like I don't know if I mentioned this before or not, but I think we're going to do Vlogmas until about the first week after January. I was contemplating doing a giveaway. I still am. I do want to just make sure I have enough makeup to do a giveaway, so that's kind of like where I am. So just make sure you guys, because you know I'm tricky, make sure you're watching the videos all the way through, because I might decide to do like some trivia or something like that. Make sure you're liking the video and, you know, leaving lots of comments. And yeah, today we're going to be, yeah, I got them all. I got all 8 shades of the new e.l.f. Cosmetics Luminous Putty Bronzer. I was really impressed. I recently tried the e.l.f. Cosmetics Luminous Putty Blush and I was really obsessed with that, so I figured I would give these a go. We're going to swatch all 8 shades. We're going to demo them, try them on and everything. So if you're new here, if you love makeup, talking about makeup, whether it's indie, high-end, luxury, drugstore, affordable, colorful, neutral, then you're in the right spot. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, tap that bell so you can be notified of all the new upcoming videos, because 2023 I think is going to be even more of a wider range of I'm going to get into more drugstore, I think, because lately I've just been sort of wowed by more affordable makeup. I've just been drawn to it, and I don't know if that's because I have no money, but I mean, there's my high-end faves that I'm never going to let go of, but I'm just finding more and more faves from the drugstore affordable category. So let me know what you guys' thoughts are on that. Like if you would like to see, and that's another thing I've heard from a lot of you guys, that you do want to see more drugstore affordable makeup. So that's another reason why I'm trying to sort of branch out and do more of this type of makeup and show you more things. However, it's kind of difficult to get a hold of stuff unless you order it online, because my Walmarts and CVS's, they don't always have everything, but I'm going on a tangent. So let's get right into what these babies are all about. They do retail for $7. They are made in China. They have a 12-month shelf life, and they are 0.35 ounces, 10 grams. It says they are a lightweight and buildable putty to powder bronzer that gives skin a radiant glow finish. Unique putty to powder formula infused with a hint of shimmer, highly pigmented, argan oil and vitamin E, great for oily, normal, dry, and combination skin types. Okay, so I am going to start off with the lightest shade called Vacay Mood. I am going to swatch these side by side, but starting out, I just want to sort of look at them in all their glory. So this is a Vacay Mood. And here she is on the finger, and here she is on the hand. Just a really beautiful, beautiful light, sort of not as shimmery as I thought it was gonna be. I could almost feel like I would wear this as an eyeshadow, but it does look really pretty, so I'm super excited to put this on the cheeks. I don't have any bronzer on. I do have some blush, and typically the way I put on my e.l.f. putty blushes, or you know, yeah, is just with a finger. So that's what I'm gonna do. Just gonna go under the blush with a finger. I do have some foundation on and some powder, and I did that on purpose because I do like to try out products and see how they are on the bare face, on powder. And typically if something works well on powder and it blends out, then it's going to be easy peasy when blending it out without anything on the face. So this is a little bit ashy for my skin color, but you know, it's okay. I am seeing like a little bit of patchiness, but it could just be the color. But again, this would be really, really pretty on the eyes, I feel like. Okay, next up, working our way from, again, lightest to darkest, we have the shade Summer Fridays. And here she is on the finger. This one looks a little bit more luminous and maybe definitely a little bit warmer. Ooh, that's pretty. That is absolutely beautiful. Yes, please. That's what I'm talking about. I was a little bit nervous with the vacay shade, but okay, we're getting there. And I do just want to test out. I want to put some on my sponge and go along the forehead. Ooh, that's so pretty. Oh my gosh, it's like a flawless blend. Okay, that's definitely my shade for sure. This is Summer Fried, and this is like the second lightest one. So I'm excited to see how dark we can get. Okay, next up we have Day Trip, and I do like how e.l.f. packages these Luminous Putty products because you can see, you know, what type of shade it's gonna be. Instead of sort of just guessing, and that can be super helpful when you're at Target or the drugstore and you just need to know like right away if a shade is gonna work. And I'm just going in with my finger. Okay, so this looks, ooh, don't mind, I have bronzer on my other nail. This looks quite a bit darker. And they're all like the same sort of luminous. Like I don't notice so far any of them are more or less luminous than the other ones. So I'm just going to go in with my finger first into Day Trip. And keeping in mind, you guys, I mean, this is kind of a no-brainer, but you know, everybody's skin color is different. So what will look like a darker shade on me might be lighter on you and vice versa. You know, that's the only thing. So I will do swatches side by side at the end of the video so you guys can just see like how they play out. That is actually a beautiful shade as well. It's definitely a little deeper. I'm just going in with my Wet n Wild sponge. This is from the the Twinkle Stars collection. I think that came out at the beginning of the year. So this shade I feel like is not quite as smooth as the last shade. Like this is a little bit smoother. We've definitely got some patchiness here. But it could also be because it's like a cooler toned shade, or it's just got a little bit too much shimmer. Like now that I'm patting it, it's becoming less patchy. I mean, it's really beautiful though, but so far the patchiness levels are a little bit different per shade, but that could also just be the way it shows up on me. And actually, like now that it's sort of marinated into my skin, it's actually really pretty. It's not showing up as patchy anymore. Okay, next we have the shade Seaside Shimmer, which I'm excited for this one. And online I kind of felt like that was gonna be my shade, but then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get them all. They're only $7, and then that way I can do a video for you guys. Thought that would be helpful for anybody trying to pick these up. And from what I've seen so far with the regular putty bronzer, to get all of the shades you have to get them on e.l.f. site, and then different stores have different shades. Like Ulta I think has 5 of them, but anyway. So I don't know if it's going to be the same for this or not. Okay, going into Seaside Shimmer. This looks a little less luminous, a little maybe not warmer. Oh, it is warmer. I think this is going to look really nice. Actually, This is, like I said, probably the one I would have picked up, and it's blending beautifully with just a finger. Like, I don't even need a sponge. Look at that. And then you've got a little bit of highlight. This is like the perfect shade if you are out in the sun, out on the boat, or at the park or something, and you just want to like have that glow. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I love this shade. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. I want to put some on my nose too. Okay, next up we have the Sun Chaser shade. And if you guys were wondering what is on my face today, I have the NYX Ultimate Shadow Palette, some IMV lashes, the Wet n Wild foundation, my House Labs powder, some Hourglass powder, Patrick Ta blush. Well, I did. Now it's mostly gone. I will link everything down below. Alright, so this is Sun Chaser. And just going in with my finger. Whew, she's deep. Alright, I'm gonna go in with a very light tapping. Okay, not as deep as I thought it was gonna be. Wow. That's really pretty. I thought that was gonna be too deep, but it's not. That's a really, really nice shade on me. It blended out really nice too, and typically with like darker shades, it takes a little bit extra effort to blend, but this is pretty seamless. Like, look at that. And I mean, I used a finger. Obviously, if I used a blender or a brush, it would probably be even more. But I really want you guys to see like the shades and like just how easy it is to blend these out, so that, you know, actually maybe the next one we'll do with a brush. Okay, so we are getting into the deep of deeps. This is Get Glowing. She's rich. She is definitely probably going to be too deep for me, but I mean, maybe not. We'll see. Whew. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, wow. I think I'm going to try to use a brush with this one. This is my Melt Cosmetics. I do just want to see like how they blend out with a brush. Okay, that's pretty, but I think I prefer like a finger or a beauty blender just because it's not as patchy. Wow, that actually looks really good. And for it to be, as you can see, like some of my foundation is coming up. That's just because I've gone in so many times with bronzer. But like for it to be that smooth of a finish, I mean, obviously you can build this up, but that's not bad. I thought that was going to be extremely too dark for me, but it's not. And I think it would work well as like a contour underneath of one of the like more luminous bronzy shades. Well, they're all luminous, but that's not bad. I feel like this one was a little bit more matte. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. Okay, this next one is Island Hopping. And I don't think I'm going to take off my other bronzer, my other shades, because I really do think that these two last ones are going to be more of like a contour sort of a vibe. But on somebody with, you know, darker skin, they would definitely be good as just an all-around bronzer. Okay, here we go. Ooh. Oh, she's rich. Okay, so here we go. Not bad. I do notice as I like bring it down, it gets a little bit more choppy, but not bad. Like I still get like a really nice sculpt look. But as it spreads out, it does get a little patchy. It's not bad though. I think you want to keep like these darker shades in more concentrated areas in order for them to really work their best, if that makes sense. Okay, so now on to the last shade. This is Frequent Flyer. And it's got sort of like a plumish burgundy undertone. And I'm just going in with my finger. I might like this one better than Island Hopping. We will see, because it's like a warmer tone. I'm going to try to keep this one a little bit more concentrated. That's really pretty. I like these sort of like, you can make them more opaque, you can tap them out. That's actually really, really pretty. Alright, so my final thoughts are on these new e.l.f. Luminous Putty Bronzers. I think they're really pretty. I think some shades work better than others. And I think it's really all about application as far as on top of foundation and powder. However, I do think they're going to look really nice just on bare skin. Like as my foundation and powder started coming up, I was able to see that they do work on bare skin as well. If you're somebody that likes that like glowy sort of beachy vibe, you're definitely going to love these. I do feel like they did some shades better than others. I felt like the darker shades, the deeper shades were a little bit more difficult to work with. They were still beautiful, and I really, really love the Frequent Flyer shade. I love that like burgundy sort of warm plum vibe. You don't get that much. Some of these shades could be dupes for the Melt Cosmetics blush lights, which are my favorite. Day Trip, I'm trying to think, Summer Fridays, Seaside Shimmer, and Sun Chaser definitely were my favorite shades. I think they did the mid-level shades really nicely. Vacay Mood was a little ashy on me, but on somebody else it would be beautiful, and I do feel like that would be a beautiful eyeshadow color as well. And I do think some of these you could use as like eyeshadows. You could use some of them on the lips. I mean, the formula is very good. Being that it is $7, the formula is very good. Is there room for improvement in the formula? Absolutely. Like, it's not going to blend out, you know, like the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to be that seamless with every single shade, but overall, most of the shades were pretty darn seamless. And I'm sorry, for $7, like, I feel like you cannot go wrong with these. Like, I'm actually really impressed. I thought that as far as like the levels of the luminosity, they were all pretty much even. Some were a little bit more shimmery than others, but I did not notice like the glitter, like there being like glitter specks or anything. It's more like of a shimmer smooth formula, which I was a little bit nervous about when buying these, like if they were going to be like really glittery because they're like a luminous formula. Like sometimes when you get those sort of beachy, sun-kissed vibes with face products, they can be like that glittery, and these were not. So if you were thinking about picking these up, I think, you know, go with 1 or 2 shades that you think is going to be the best and see what you think. Oh, let me do the swatches of all the shades side by side for you guys really quick so that you can decide what shade or 2 will be your best bet. But I think overall these are absolutely beautiful. Okay, so we have the first 4 shades: Vacay Mood, Summer Fridays, Day Trip, and Seaside Shimmer. Okay, now we have the last 4 shades, which are Sun Chaser, Get Glowing, Island Hopping, and Frequent Flyer. And I did go back in with more. Sun Chaser, I just couldn't help myself. More and more, like, especially now that I'm swatching them, I feel like the deeper shades, if you had deeper skin, they're gonna be fine. They're not gonna be patchy. I think part of the problem is that they're just too deep for my skin tone. And oh my goodness, this is just, they're so pretty. They're so, so pretty. I did purchase mine from e.l.f. Cosmetics site. Like I said, I think they're available, or they'll be available at Ulta and some other places, but I don't know that you're going to get all 8 shades. They're only $7 each, and I just think for $7, they're really, really pretty. They're really special. Sun Chaser's so pretty. Summer Fridays, Seaside Shimmer, those are like my favorites. The ones that I just felt like looked so beautiful on the skin. But again, I think it's going to be personal preference, you know, what you like. I also love the Frequent Flyer shade, this plumish sort of, I mean, how often do you see that sort of a bronzer shade? It's really, really pretty. Do I think they could expand on their range and shades? Absolutely. But I think for starting out, like, they did a really good job. Some of the shades were a little lighter and a little bit ashier on me. So again, I think like if you stick with 1 shade or 2 shades, then for $14, if you're into a cream luminous bronzer, then you're going to love this. They do work well on top of other products, with other products as well. So I'm pretty impressed. Yeah, I'm actually pretty impressed. Again, some of the shades work better than others. If you guys have questions on like what shade you think would be best or anything, let me know down in the comments below. And thank you guys as always so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye bye.